Keith, thanks as always for your time. Perhaps I could just start with Scott Davis, please, and how's he doing?
Well, I've got to catch up with him personally, but he's had his scan, his assessment, and our worst fears were realised when, he has ruptured his Achilles. So it's going to be a long recovery. He needs surgery, and I'll find out later on today when he gets the surgery. But I'm sure he's penciled in maybe for next week. But he gets all our support, the support of the football club, the players, the staff, and obviously our supporters as well, in a speedy recovery.
And he's not just your goalkeeper, but he's your captain as well. So how big a miss will he be?
Well, your team, for me anyway, it's got to reflect personalities. And we're missing two big personalities now in James Vaughan and obviously Scott as a result of injuries. So it's the presence, it's the personality on the team sheet and on the training pitch. And that shouldn't be underestimated. And they've been a great value to me as a manager, and they'll be missed, but it will be an opportunity. It'll be opportunity for another personality, another experienced campaigner, in Joe Murphy, to come in. And, it's important that when you're ticking the boxes off on, player character, and not just player character, the team, it has to have personality. It has to have players who've got big personalities, and we're very fortunate that we have a lot of personalities, but we are, and there's no hiding away from it, we're missing two big personalities in Scott and in James Vaughan.
And just in terms of Scott, does that rule him out, just for clarity, for the rest of this campaign, regardless of how many games you might have left?
Yes.
And would he be back, do you think, for the start of next season, from what you know now?
Probably not, and that's just me being experienced enough, and also having the same injury occur to me while I was playing. So potentially it's probably, and again, it's not for me to say, but it's going to be a substantial period of time. Okay.
And just for the rest of the team, how are you doing with injuries?
We're juggling, spinning plates like every other team at this time of the season. We have gone through our 49th game on Saturday. So, it's been brilliant with respect to being able to give the lads a mental breather as well as a physical breather. But there is little niggles, little injuries. But most clubs, most teams do have that sort of scenario. But we're very good at communicating where players will be, where they should be, what they need to do to be fit for games. If they need to miss a game out, to play the next 8 games after that. So we're well covered with respect to team selection.
We'll get on to the weekend in just a moment. I just want to look back on the Mansfield game. I remember you telling us a few weeks ago that you're not necessarily playing the team who are in the relevant place in the table, but you're playing that particular team. And I just wonder, is it difficult more than ever at this time of the season to get a run of results?
No, it's not difficult. With respect to where we're at, football is difficult anyway to actually get positive results, wins. There's that much pressure on players, on management, on football clubs, media pressure, social media pressure, the pressure that you put on yourself, the pressure of ambition. I think what you've got to do, you've got to think clearly. You can't have clouds, because it does affect your judgment as a player, as a manager. And you've got to try and get rid of all the emotional rubbish, if you like, and make sure that you're precise in your thinking. But with respect to getting a run of wins together, it's difficult at the start of the season, it's difficult in the middle of the season, it's certainly difficult at the end of the season, irrespective of whether you're avoiding relegation, trying to climb the table, or actually going for promotion. So again, it's difficult, but I like to look at form over a substantial period of time. And I'm not put off by, drawing a game like we did against Mansfield on Saturday. Where I look back and think, could we have done better, would probably, in my opinion, be Stevenage, Crawley and Bradford. Those are the 3 games where I'm thinking we could have got a possible point, which would have put us 3 points better in an advantageous position. But you just learn from every situation you find yourself in and try and develop the group of players and yourself for the next game. So we are taking each game as it comes individually, irrespective of the league position that the team occupy, and trying to get as many points as we can. And I previously said it, and we shouldn't look beyond it, is the fact of the matter is over the last, I think, 27 games, you know, we're averaging 2 points a game.
And even though you've just said one game at a time, I'm now going to ask you about the two that you've got this weekend. How significant, what sort of influence do you think the results from these two games could have on the outcome come the end of the season?
Well, we don't know. Again, I'll be offering an opinion rather than facts. I like dealing with facts. I've got blue eyes. I know that's fact. You know, unless I wear contact lenses, I can change colour of my eyes. The fact of the matter is, again, we have to take individual games as they come. It's Cheltenham. They're a good side, managed by a good footballing friend of mine, you know, and I'm glad to see he's doing well. He's been there now, I think this is his 3.5 season. He's established with that group of players. They've got a clear identity. We're well prepared in our pursuit of getting 3 points. And we're just happy to deal with the next game. But I think somebody said to me during the week, and again, offering opinions, somebody who probably has never wore a pair of football boots in their career, you know, and I wouldn't offer, you know, a gardener any advice on how to maintain gardeners. But, you know, in the circumstances that we're in and my job as a manager, I'm often given opinions on what we should be doing. And somebody said to me, if you lose these 2 games over the weekend, you're out of the automatic places. Well, mathematically, we won't be. Psychologically, it might hurt, but then you learn from the hurts and you move on quickly. But we're planning to be successful, and I've previously said this, that we don't practice failure. We practice success, and we practice every day winning football matches. And that's why sometimes emotionally, if you was to suffer a negative result, it can really hurt.
And while I appreciate you do take each game at a time, how much notice do you take of the table, the fact that there are only 2 points separating 4 teams at the moment and only 3 points separating second down to sixth? It's remarkably tight, isn't it?
Well, I don't, but everybody around me does. So I get the relevant information, even though I don't really want it. Because I just believe that if we take care of ourselves, we can only affect ourselves by performances leading into positive results. I'm not the manager of Cheltenham. I'm not the manager of Cambridge. I'm not the manager of Carlisle, you know, Bolton Wanderers. I'm not. So it's irrelevant. We've got to make sure that we do everything we can over the 9 games. You know, what goes on around us before the game, when other games are being played, after the game, if other games are getting played after us, or midweek games where we haven't got a game, they're irrelevant to me. I just want to focus on us. And that's not me being blind to what's going on in the football world. I do know what's going on in the football world, but at this time of the season, I think we've got to really focus in our own intentions and have that siege mentality.
And just finally, with the games being so close together, just two games in 4 days, does that inevitably mean you have to think about changing the team for each of those games?
We'll only know after Friday's game. It's the same time frame between, you know, a Saturday fixture and a Tuesday fixture, or thereabouts, given a few hours here there. But like I said, we're looking forward. We've got good energy on the training pitch. It's been a brilliant week to be able to relax mentally and work on things on the training pitch. And we're really excited by the challenges, you know, and it's been brilliant to be able to refresh the players this week, though.